Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan for this week's midweek reflection. And this week I am reflecting on faith. Now, when you think about faith, we think about your faith, we often go to a feeling of confidence, a feeling of trust. And trust is a good word because often how we think about faith and the word in Greek really relates to more how we would define trust. If we have faith in God, we trust God. But we typically, like I said, think of that as a feeling. If I feel like I'm trusting God, then I say, well, I have faith. The reality, though, is faith is not a feeling. Faith is an action. Now, why am I dressed to you in an orange shirt? It's because I'm about to head down to Project GR 2022, which is our collaborative effort between our parish and St. George and Holy Trinity, here to do some work in our community for people who are in need of housing. We're actually rehabbing two pretty dilapidated houses in areas of town that they were just sort of left into decay. And hopefully by the end of this week, two families are going to have a nice, good, safe, energy efficient home for purchase, actually, under some subsidized programs through our partners at ICCF. Anyway, all that's besides the point. The point is, we have this week dozens of our parishioners giving their time to help people out by swinging a hammer or tugging on a crowbar or painting walls or pulling weeds or doing all kinds of things to rehab these homes. Why are they doing it? Because of their faith. But they're taking the feeling of faith and they're saying, I trust God, I'm going to do this thing. Why? I trust Him that He says it's a good thing to do. I trust Him that somehow, with my limited skill base, I'll be able to do something. Maybe I trust Him with my time. I've got a busy schedule, but the people that are involved are saying, I trust God that God will work it out. And so they're putting their faith into action. Now, that putting faith into action could lead us to think wrongly that, again, faith is a feeling that gets translated into action. But actually, what I want us to think about and reflect on this week is that faith is the action. You can have the feeling, and maybe you act on it, and maybe you don't. How do you know that it was true faith? You acted on it. And this can relate to what we give to other people. It can relate to how we deal with our spiritual efforts and our temptations. It can deal with really making whatever efforts we want to make that are based on what we would call our faith. But again, sometimes we let ourselves off the hook by saying, well, I feel it this way, but I'm not going to do it. But I still have my faith. No. Our faith is what we do. Our faith is the trust that we feel or even don't feel, but then we do something that actually is trust in God. Faith is the action that we express by what we do. So I want to encourage all of us, starting with me, but sharing with all of you, let's be people of faith. Let's be people who take their trust in God that they place. They may not feel even all the time. We don't often feel trust in God. But let's take whatever trust and we place it in God's hands. And how do we know we're doing that? We do something. That faith is expressed in a concrete action, which often is kind of risky. You know, when we talk about our giving, even our financial giving, sometimes people can go, well, Father, I want to do something for the church, but, I'm really scared right now. Okay, feel scared. Make your donation, make your gift of love anyway, and watch what God does with our faith once we put that faith into action. So I want to challenge everyone, don't see your faith as a feeling. In fact, faith is often what we do despite our feeling. But see your faith as the action, as what we do when we place our trust in God, do what He's called us to do, and be the people that He's made us to be. I hope you found this helpful, and if so, please share it with your friends via social media, and God willing, we'll see you in next week's video.